Hi, how are you today?
Okay.
My name is Lindsay. Nice to meet you. I'm the social worker here at the counseling department at the school. How are you today?
Good.
Would you mind introducing yourself for me?
My name's Linda.
Okay.
I'm 21 and I'm in college.
Okay. What year are you?
A college senior.
Oh, cool. So are you getting ready for graduation and things like that?
If I graduate,
If you graduate, okay. So what brings you in today?
I got told I needed to come because, I guess I'm very negative about myself sometimes.
Okay.
And my friends are really worried.
Okay. Before we really get started, I just wanted to let you know, since this is our first time meeting, that everything that you say in here does stay between us unless you're at risk or someone else is at risk. So, for example, if you come in here and tell me that somebody is hurting you in any way, I have to report that. And if you come in here and tell me that you're going to hurt someone, I have to report that also. But other than that, everything stays between us. So I just want you to feel comfortable in sharing whatever you want to share, okay?
So, if I tell you I'm taking a drug to keep me up so I can study, what are you going to tell somebody?
If it's not hurting you, I'm not going to tell anybody. And if I see it start to impact the way that you're behaving or impact your studies, or if this drug is it an illegal drug?
No.
Okay. If there's no reason to get law enforcement involved, I don't want to put you through anything extra outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm not going to do that unless your health and your well-being is at risk. Okay. So you mentioned you're in here for some negative thinking, and I see from your file that you said we could get transferred from your old therapist, that you are diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, but right now we were focusing mainly on the anxiety. Okay. Before we get going, I'm going to do an assessment called a biopsychosocial, and that's mainly since this is our first time meeting. I just want to get to know a little bit about you and your family history, and this is just the best way to do that, okay? So I already have your name, your age, and your presenting problem, and your grade also. Who are you currently living with?
I live by myself right now.
Okay. Do you have people over often, or are you mostly alone?
It just depends. If I have something big, like with a class or something, we sometimes study together. And then other times I'm by myself because other people get me nervous.
Okay. And with your family, anybody who's blood related, or maybe if you grew up with a family who wasn't blood related, any type of alcohol or drug history?
My mom's an alcoholic, and my dad has had problems in the past with drugs.
Okay. Any mental health concerns for your family?
Not that I know of. They don't really talk about it.
Okay. Is your family receiving anything like food stamps or any type of assistance?
Yeah, we have SNAP.
Okay. And now I'm going to ask you a few questions about you specifically. Your physical functioning. Do you have any medical concerns?
No.
Okay. Anything, any recent major surgeries or illnesses that inhibited your regular activity? Okay, awesome. I'm going to go into the portion about your social supports. Do you have social supports?
Yeah, I mean, my dad, he sometimes is supportive, like if I feel like actually going to him, and then I have a couple friends at school that I'm close to.
Okay. And I know you mentioned that right now you're living alone. Do you feel safe at home?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your family relationship, you mentioned that kind of already. It's a little rocky, but you're comfortable going to them if you have to.
Yeah, with my mom, not necessarily, because she's the majority of the time she is drunk.
Okay.
But with my dad, he's been very supportive since he knows it's hard with my mom.
Okay. And like we've already talked about your anxiety and depression. Okay, I think that wraps up our biopsychosocial. I'm going to do one more assessment. I know that it starts off with a lot of questions, but that'll make the rest of the process much easier. So is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And this one is going to be an anxiety inventory. And your answers are going to be 0, 1, 2, or 3. 0 means not at all. 1 is mild, but it doesn't really bother you. 2 means moderate. So it's not necessarily pleasant, but it doesn't inhibit your activity. And severe, it bothers you all the time or often, and it does inhibit what you're trying to do, okay? Any kind of numbness or tingling ever related to your anxiety?
No.
Okay. Feeling hot when it's not necessarily hot outside?
Yeah, like every now and then, so I guess moderately.
Okay. Any time that you ever feel kind of wobbly, like you just can't stand?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't say like a lot, but like, especially like if there's like a test coming up or something, like usually afterwards, I'm just,
Okay, so maybe mild, we'll rate it a 1. Unable to relax?
yes,
Okay.
a lot.
Often?
Yeah.
Okay. Fear of the absolute worst happening?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one a 2 or 3?
3. No,
Okay.
no. 2.
Okay. Ever feel dizzy or lightheaded?
Yes, mild.
No. Heart pounding or racing? Feels like it's gonna hop out of your chest.
Mild.
Ever feel unsteady?
Yes, moderately.
Okay. Terrified or afraid? So not like just the normal I'm scared, but where you actually like are very fearful.
Yeah, it's usually like around like when grades are due and tests are
Okay.
due and stuff
So when you do have it, is it pretty severe? Okay. Do you ever feel nervous?
like that. Yes, moderate.
Ever feel like you're choking or like you can't breathe?
Yes, 1.
Okay. Your hands ever get shaky?
Yes, mild.
Okay. What about your whole body? Shaky? No. Do you ever have any fears of just losing control?
Yes, all the time.
Any difficulty in breathing? I know I already mentioned choking, but maybe not necessarily like there's something stuck, but that you just can't.
Occasionally.
Okay. Is there one? A fear of dying? No. Do you ever just feel scared?
Yes.
How often?
Every now and then.
Okay, so maybe a 1 or 2. Any kind of heartburn related to your anxiety?
I don't know if it's anxiety, but I do get a lot of heartburn.
Okay. I'll mark it as a 1 since it might be caused by other things, but I don't want to just disregard it.
Okay.
Do you ever feel, or have you ever fainted or felt lightheaded?
It's happened before in the semester, but it doesn't happen a lot.
Okay. How many times has it happened?
Like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3
This
times
semester.
this semester? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mark that one a 3 since it's only November. That's about once a month, so. Does your face ever get like red, like flushed? Yes. What would you number that one? Moderately. And do you ever have any cold or hot sweats?
What do you mean?
Like, so say that it's really hot outside, but you're freezing so much that you're sweating, or it's really, really cold outside, but your body is so hot that you're sweating. No. All right. That is the end of the inventory. And now I'm going to go into just kind of talking. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. Let me reset where I'm at on here. So you mentioned some during the inventory that we completed that a lot of these things are occurring during revolving around grades or tests or assignments or maybe school in general. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I just have like really, really, really high standards and I expect a lot out of myself. So like when I don't, like I just feel really stupid. Like even if like I'm passing and I'm the only one who passed in class, like that's I just feel stupid. Like unless I get an A, then it's just a waste of
Okay. So why do you think that you feel that way?
time. Probably because like I see that. Well, I want to like make a future for myself, and so like I see where my dad and my mom are at, and I don't want to do that. So I know I have to do really, really, really good in school, and also like they like expect me to do a lot because they didn't. So it's kind of like both of us kind of adding on to all of it. So I know I gotta do better.
Okay, so what happens when you do fail or not pass something or not get the grade that you wanted? What happens?
I didn't pass like three things this semester, and that's when I passed out.
Okay.
Like, because I was just like shocked because I don't like. I almost always at least get a C. Like, although
Mhm.
I'm not happy with it, like at least pass. And I passed three things this semester, and so then every time I would get the grade back, I would just like clam up and like I wouldn't be able to breathe, and then I'd just pass out.
Okay. So are you preparing for these tests or exams?
Yes, so I'll do a lot of cramming and studying. Like I'm studying. Like if I'm not in class, I'm studying, and if I'm not studying, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Like it's always preparing.
Okay. So it sounds like just test taking or exams are causing you a lot of stress and anxiety.
hmm
Um, so whenever you pass a test, what does that look like for you?
Well, unless I get like a 95 or above, it's